Good morning, everyone. It's 100 degrees outside, so yeah, this isn't coffee. Anyway, this morning we're going to try to install the Race Tech springs that I've had for a while now in the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I'll have the specs for the springs and how much stiffer they are over the stock springs. I'll put that right here. So yeah, as you know, maybe not if you haven't watched my older videos with some off-road riding. I don't know if it's my weight or if it's my riding style or what. Maybe it's because I'm used to riding Japanese dirt bikes. I have KLX 300 over there, KTM 500, you know, not Japanese, but actual dirt bikes with really good suspension. Anyway, I tend to bottom out the forks in this a lot. Like very frequently. So the rear seems okay. I have a Hagen shock on there and that's really good. I don't know that I've bottomed the rear out. I haven't taken any jumps, don't plan on taking any jumps, but really with little to no effort, you can bottom those front forks pretty easy. So I ordered a set of Race Tech springs using their online calculator, which I'll put here, to determine which spring set I needed for my weight, my bike, and my riding style. And hopefully that helps on the trail with the bottoming out on the front end. Let's take a look at what we have to do. Okay, so the way I'm gonna attack this is I'm gonna leave the forks in the triple clamps. I'll remove the bracket here for the instrument cluster, and then I'll remove the 4 Allen screws that hold the handlebars in, and I'll set everything down here, which will give me access to the top of the fork tubes here. I basically need to remove these caps and remove the inner spring and then lay it on the table and compare it to the Race Tech spring and the spacer they provided so that I can make an assembly out of the spacer and the Race Tech spring that's equal to the length of the Royal Enfield spring. Hopefully that makes sense. And if not, it will by the time we're done with this video. I'll have to loosen these Allen screws here on the top of the triple tree because the clamping pressure here can prevent either the nut or in my case, the fork tube extension from being removed. It's just enough pressure on the tube that it crushes it enough that it makes it almost impossible to unscrew the cap. So I'll loosen these top two, remove the cap, remove the spring, build up the new spring and spacer and reassemble. So let's get going on that. Okay, I think we've got everything loosened up and or removed to give me access. My ignition key now, is clamped around the upper fork tube, so I had to remove that as well. Instrument clusters here. And now I have access to the two caps. I supported the weight of the bike with the floor jack, very important. Otherwise the spring's gonna shoot out in your face, bike's gonna collapse, fall over. It'll be a bad day. I don't think that's good. So let's avoid those bad days. Anyway, so let's proceed on here and pop one of these springs out. I'm going to try to be careful not to spill any fork oil. I do have more if it looks like I've lost any type of capacity, but I doubt that'll happen. So let's carry on. Okay, we got everything out. Once I removed the spring, I remembered that, yes, I had to already cut a spacer from when I installed the Race Tech emulators. I'll have a video of that probably right about here, or at least portions. About here, or at least portions of it, showing drilling of the damper rod and installation of the gold valves. But yeah, so you had to cut that metal spacer to give you the required preload that you needed or wanted on your front forks. So I'm gonna have to figure out, do I go with just a one-piece spacer? I need to run down to the store and buy another piece of, this is basically just plastic, PVC, I don't know, ABS. Or do I cut it here and have this piece and that piece divided by the washers that were given? That would work as well. I think I'm gonna do that. I mean, it's easy enough to take it back apart if that doesn't work. And if you've watched some of my older videos, you know that I still have a upside down front end in development to put on this Himalayan. This KLX 140, which has, actually it's a 170. It has a big bore kit, high compression piston, all the good stuff. This used to have conventional forks on it as well. I did a KX 100 suspension swap on it. This is my wife's bike. So yeah, I'm kind of familiar with that. My issue with the Himalayan is getting a triple tree set up that'll work. And I have what I need. It's just a matter of doing it now. But, you know, 100-degree days in the garage is kind of hampering that. And I'd rather ride in the summer anyway. So probably a winter project. Eventually there'll be upside down forks on this guy. I have 99% of everything I need to make it happen, but we'll have to just wait on that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut the black spacer to equal the length of the Himalayan spring. So cut it right about here. And then we'll install this, and this here with the appropriate washers here and the Royal Enfield parts. This was resting on the spring between the spacer right here. So we'll probably do the same thing there. These will go on top of here. And then the plastic piece will be on top of that. So yeah, let's cut and reinstall. Oh, as you noticed, very little oil, if any, was lost pulling the spring out, so we're good there. Okay, chop saw made quick work of that. Little touch up on the sanding wheel. Basically ready to put back together. Let's do it. Okay, let's take a look. So new spring is in with washer and metal spacer and another washer. So that's let's you know, get some light on the subject. That's where we are right now. So now it's the plastic washer, or plastic spacer washer, and back on with the end cap. Okay, all back together. Spacers cut, washers put in the right place, reassembled, at least the forks, triple clamps torqued. And so time to put the handlebars and the instrument cluster back on, and we're done. So you guys saw me probably in that video take a Sharpie marker. I put a line right there so I could put my handlebars back where I like them. I don't know, I'm super picky. I'll write a little bit, adjust them, write a little bit, adjust them. Same with the levers. I want them pointing down a certain amount so that when I'm standing, it's not, you know, my hand doesn't feel like this. So yeah, that's what that mark was all about. Putting them back to where they were. Okay, instrument bracket back on, tightened up. No torque, obviously, because this is plastic. Double checking everything, got these tight, both bolts on each side tight. All these are torqued. Oh, look, ignition switch not on. That's not gonna hang, you know. Hanging like that's not gonna work. Let's get that. Always double, triple check your work, especially when it involves steering and wheels staying on and brakes being bled. Those things can bite you in the butt real quick on a test ride. Yeah, that's different. Let's see how it works out. Well, yeah, that's stiffer. Seems like it's quite a bit stiffer. Hopefully not too stiff. Yeah, so I think I have 15 weight fork oil in this with the gold emulators, and now springs rated for my weight and writing. Should be good to go on the trails now. And as you saw, that wasn't really too difficult of a job. If you just want to swap out your springs, I mean, you could probably do that and maybe you should bump the fork oil up anyway to 10 weight or so. The stuff that comes out of these is super, super thin. My guess is it's 5 weight or less. I think this has 15 weight in it. I think that's what Race Tech recommended. It could be 10 weight, whatever Race Tech recommended with the emulators and the springs, that's what I put in. And we'll visit their website and see what they say. But hopefully, for those of you that want to swap out your springs, that was helpful. And hope you liked the video. And you guys ride safe, and I'll see you out there. Oh, and let's not forget the special tool I made, hey? So the springs were kind of hard to get out, reaching way down in there like this. So I just bent this guy and, you know, ran it down in there and hooked it like this and pulled it out. So that worked. You might have to do that as well.